everyone, you're here with Lawrence. Thank you very much for joining me. Today we're going to be speaking about relationships. Girlfriend, boyfriend, friendships, colleagues, all the people in our lives that ultimately mold who we are. You know, I think that's what a relationship is. It's allowing someone to influence you. There's a saying that you become like the 5 people you spend most time with. And that includes every facet of your life. You earn as much as they do, you listen to their music, you treat other people the way they treat. Is that a relationship is about sharing and influencing each other. Now, we can't stop that from happening, but what we can do is we can consciously choose the right people in our lives so that we know that we get the influence we want to become the person we want to be. And that's what we're here to discuss. So for me, a personal story that I'd like to share with you was a few years ago when I was in varsity. And I was playing quite a lot of cricket. I had a friend there, and he was a close friend of mine, but he was also someone that I didn't necessarily respect because of the way that he treated other people. I remember that we were playing the finals of the cricket tournament, and the wicketkeeper dived on his knee and caught this incredible ball, but it was almost impossible. And we were cheering him on after the game, and I remember saying to him, you know, Trevor, you get man of the match. That's how good this catch was. And my friend quickly chirped in, no. He only gets moment of the match. Because he couldn't handle somebody else getting a better accolade than he did. I found that very hard. Another moment with him was, you know, we went out and it was the 3 of us going out and we were just having a few beers, and he was undermining his friend, the friend that came with us the whole time, laughing at his choice of women, that he chose fat, ugly women, that's the only woman he could attract. And he wasn't necessarily that mean to me, but he was so mean to other people and so demeaning and probably just insecure, trying to find some sort of, feeling good about himself by undermining other people. But the thing is, the more time I spend with him, the more that I am going to be influenced in that way, and I don't want that. I don't want to be that kind of person that undermines and demeans people in order to feel okay about myself. Now, it's important to know that the one time a person acts that way does not mean he's always that way. You got to look for patterns, right? So with this friend specifically of mine, there were constant reminders that he was this kind of person. Sometimes someone's just having a bad day and they might demean you or undermine you just because they need it that day, and the next days and the next few years they're perfectly fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about patterns where you can consistently see that a person is acting a certain way. So 3 things I'd like you to think about with these friendships that you have in your life is, firstly, is ask, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be now? Who do you want to be in 5 years' time? What kind of music do you want to listen to? How do you want to treat people? Do you want to be loving, caring, positive, optimistic, discerning, creative, imaginative, friendly, fun? Do you want to be a bit crazy? Do you want to be a dancer? Do you want to be a singer? You know, what kind of music do you want to be? Want to have in your life? What kind of things do you want to have in your life? So that's the first thing, is understanding who do you want to be. The second thing then, and something that's very difficult, is to look at your current friendship circle and your friendship group and ask, do the people in this friendship group embody enough of the things that I want to see in myself? And I say enough of the things specifically because nobody's going to be perfect. Nobody's going to embody everything that you want. But you've got to make the decision and say, you know, Crystal, for example, just made that name up. She embodies these good qualities and she doesn't embody these good qualities. But you know what? The balance is there, and I want to keep that friendship because she's given me enough good, positive influence. Chad, on the other hand, jeez, you know what? I mean, he's more demeaning, more insecure, more unfriendly, more this. It doesn't weigh out. And that's what you got to do with your friends. Because ultimately, you are allowing them to influence you by being who they are. We can't change people. We can't tell people to be different. All we can do, and the third step, is to, once knowing that a friend is not necessarily who you want to spend your time with, is to walk away. As hard as that is, and even though I look back at this friend that I had at varsity, and I'm so grateful that now me and him aren't so close. It was so hard in the moment to say, I deserve better. Not better, I deserve different. Again, he's on his path and he's not wrong, and I don't want to change him. He's got his stuff figured out. But I know that I don't want to follow that path. I know who it is that I want to be, and I've now analyzed him based that he's not giving me enough influence that I want in my life. And the third step was to walk away. And this can be used in any situation. If you're in a romantic relationship, you also have to look at you're spending so much time with this person. That if this person embodies some of the characteristics that you don't like, eventually you're not going to like yourself because you're going to embody those characteristics yourself. Your friendships, colleagues at work. Now, work is slightly different because you have to get along to some extent. But you can also create boundaries, and you can also say that this person, based on his characteristics, I don't want to be his friend. We work together. And then you can set some clear boundaries with him, that if he comes to you and says, hey man, how was your weekend? You say, sorry, I'm actually busy. How can I help you? How can I, what work do you need me to do? And start establishing that relationship, because otherwise he'll influence you. So guys, in summary, birds of a feather flock together. We become like the people we spend most time with. But we choose that. We allow or disallow people to influence our lives. 3 things to do is firstly to look at yourself and say, who am I currently and who do I want to be? Do I want to be fun? Do I want to be creative? Do I want to be imaginative? Do I want to be inspiring? Because if I've got someone who's pessimistic and demeaning and I want to be inspiring and I'm spending a lot of time with them, there's going to be inconsistencies. And eventually the stronger of the 2 personalities is going to influence the other. And I hope that for your sake, if you're the inspiration, that you influence them. Otherwise they're going to bring you down. Second is then to look at your friendship group and say, are my friends embodying enough of these characteristics to keep spending time with them? And I know that sounds cruel, but you cannot change people. That is not your right. You can change yourself, but you cannot change other people. And if they're not living the path that you want to live, not that their path is wrong, you got to take the path you want. And that means walking away from them, which is the 3rd step. So guys, thank you for joining me. I know that this is a challenging one, but I want to challenge you, because do not ever for a second underestimate how powerful the influence is of other people around you. So make sure that you're consciously choosing the right people in your life for you to become the right person you want to be. And as you continue on this journey, you'll get to experience what we call changing the game. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found some value in what I said. If you want to further your self-awareness and self-development and go on this journey with me, there are 4 things you can do. The first one is subscribe to my channel. The second one is go check out my Facebook or Twitter accounts. I do daily posts, maybe that could inspire you. You can go and check out my book on Amazon, Changing the Game, 10 Perspectives to Taking Charge of Your Life. And lastly, go check out my website, www.lawrencebull.com, to go and see my newsletter, other posts, and other things that might be of interest. Hope to see you soon. Bye.